All right, upper body day today. We are going to start in here. We'll be doing our band resisted plyo push-ups. So again, these are kind of just the prep us to explode, to get some power, some forceful velocity work in our upper body, some plyo work in our upper body, and prep us for our drop catch bench press, which will be our main pushing movement of the day. After this, we'll pair these with the back pedal to shot put, throw with the med ball out in the other room, and then we'll go out in the garage. Probably not too much longer out in the garage. Again, it's just dark and cool and noisy in the morning, so now I'm working out earlier. Don't need to wake the neighbors up and bug them too much. So we'll be moving everything in here probably over the weekend. We'll see how it goes. Kind of look ahead at the weather again. But so the band's pushing us down faster than gravity, so we're taking on more force than impact. And again, we'll see how these feel. These have felt fine with the shoulder. It's more pulling that is causing shoulder and rotation. Either or, like some people hate them, some people love them. And they say, oh, don't do med balls, they don't simulate Olympic lifts. That's not the point of med balls. They're not gonna simulate Olympic lifts. I like med balls just because they make you feel a little bit more athletic doing stuff. It's not just the typical up and down, push and pull with like a barbell or a dumbbell. You can do a lot more, you can get a little bit more athletic, move a little bit more, and they're fun. Just throw things as hard as you can. Again, you don't need the super heavy med balls because they're kind of pointless for a lot of throwing, like a 30-pound. You're not going to be throwing that because you're not going to get a lot of velocity. I like lighter ones, you're just throwing them as hard as you can. Is it going to translate to baseball or golf or any like swinging sport? I don't know. It's not really the point. It's just to do, and especially if you're older and you're done playing sports, it's just a good way to feel athletic. Throwing something as hard as you can, bending the spine and rotating and twisting and turning and just throwing stuff as far or high even as you can. So it's just a fun way to feel more athletic. Again, it's not meant to replace Olympic lifts. You can do both. You can do Olympic lifts and you can do med balls. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like anything. You don't need to take anything out. You should be doing Athletic for Life programming, my philosophy. You should be doing med balls. You should be doing Olympic lifts. You should be doing jumping and sprinting, lifting heavy, lifting lighter, lifting sub-maximal loads, mobility, all this stuff, conditioning. You should be doing it all. It's not just doing one thing or the another. It's finding and blending all of these to fit what works best for you, and ultimately help you get to where you want to be. So and for this, it's people. I want people who want to be athletic. As you get older, I'm closing in on 40. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30 now. So it's staying athletic, and net balls are just a fun way to do it. It's just a way to spice things up too. So there's no specific, this has to be better, this is replacing Olympic lifts. No, it's just another tool. So no one thing you ever have to do, but it can be used as a fun way to improve velocity, just change up the movement so you're not just going up and down, pushing and pulling. Med balls are a fun way to do that. You can do tons of different things. They're a very versatile tool. So again, it is just another tool. It's not meant to replace anything. I'm not doing Olympic lifts right now this week just because my shoulders bother me. It's that, I don't know, that high impact, high velocity pulling, I think that does it. So I think something with the rotator cuff. So we're still playing out. It's been feeling better. So we'll see how that goes. So we're gonna do a couple more sets of these, and we'll go out and bench and row. We're out here, we're gonna get our drop catch bench press. You might be thinking, why the drop catch on the bench press? Well, today is a higher force upper body day, so we're focused on high forces. So if you're thinking about creating a lot of force, taking on a lot of force, we're actually dropping, letting go, relaxing, and then catching it. So that all that force of gravity is pulling it down. We're not controlling it on the way down. We're stopping that barbell, however much weight on that, times the speed of gravity, catching it there. So creating a lot of force, just like a depth drop, things like that, where there's more force on that than there is on things like just a regular dumbbell bench press, because you're controlling the weight on the way down, or a squat, you're controlling it. The things where your body is, you're going fast and you're hitting the ground, those are typically higher forces or heavier loads, or like the depth drops, you're using gravity to pull you down. Or in my case, right now we're doing band accelerated, so band pulling us down faster than gravity, and that's creating more forces or higher force into the ground than just a regular squat or a bench press and things like that. So if you think of like the high force activities in like sports, like I think triple jump is one of the highest, sprinting's high, and that's where the force velocity curve is kind of dumb, because it has high force and then things are slow, whereas it should be like sprinting, it's fast, but it's also high forces. So just like a depth drop, you're dropping fast and there's a lot of force. So the force velocity curve is kind of weird. It's not right, I don't think, just because it's that the strength, the speed strength, the strength speed, all those different what do you want to call them, the zones, this force velocity zones, whatever you want to call them. Sure, if you want to use them, go ahead. I don't really use them anymore. I used to fall into it, but I just find it's kind of a waste of time. More, I like under Eisenhower, how he puts the high force, the fast force, and again, these things, the human force, the human movement, slow force. So again, all these things are kind of intertwined anyway. You're going to be getting some of it in most movements, but because if you're going fast, you're probably having high forces, but you're just moving fast. If you're going slow, you're going slow, but you're going to have a little bit of high force too, depending on what the load and stuff like that. So it all plays a different role. But these are more higher force because we're not actually controlling the eccentric part of the lift, so we're not controlling the bar down. We're letting gravity do the work and trying to catch it and stop it and bounce it back and push it back up there. So creating a lot of force into that eccentric, that lowering position, and just stopping it and then bounce it back up. So think of sports, think of life. If you fall, you're coming downstairs, you got to catch yourself. If you don't, this is what's going to help that kind of thing. So like I remember when I broke my wrist in baseball back my senior year, so this is 20 years ago. I got checked. I went to land and brace myself on the ground and snap my wrist landing on the ground. So it's things like this that I think can help that bracing, preparing your body for impacts. not just in sports, but in life, because as you get older, you're more likely to fall. Doing stuff like this is going to help so you don't. Well, could you get injured? Yes, of course you can get injured. I could get injured doing this. So it's just working on preparing your body, and it's that high force, and that's why I like drop catching, because preparing your body, and you're not actually controlling it on the way down. So giving that high force and stopping that high force, and then bringing it back up. So we're gonna go 8x5 on these. We'll pair these with drop catch single arm rows as well. So it's just another way to do things. Again, it's a tool. It's not that you have to do it. I enjoy them. I like them. I've gotten good results from them. I feel better. I feel more powerful. I feel like I get a good pump in them with them too, especially when you're doing 8x5s. Put it into the hypertrophy clusters. We'll go. Same thing. Drop catch with the 1 arm rows. And for our spine movement in between, we're just going to go, last 2 weeks we did half kneeling, we're going to go split stance, side bend iso hold, so just, get over, get a good stretch there, let that rib cage move, get the lats. We're gonna hit it from different ways too, so we'll do a few where we're bending into the leg that's back, so that side, and then we'll do a few sets where we're going into the leg that's forward, just to get a different feel, different thing. And then while you're in these iso holds, breathe into that rib cage, let it feel and expand and feel how it should move in those things. So we're not always stuck, because if you're just benching and compressing and squatting and deadlifting all the time, your rib cage gets stuck and you can't move. That's why you see these power lifters who are strong, but watch them do a push-up, watch them crawl, watch them run, watch them sprint. They can't do it because they can't move, because everything's so stuck and compressed. That's the way I was. I still am a little bit, and we used to work on it. Building the undo. All right, we're doing our vertical pressing and pulling now. So we're going the chin up giant set of 50 reps. Same weight. This will be the last week of this probably. We're not going to do the 3-second eccentric this time. We'll just go regular reps. So 35 pounds, 50 reps, however many sets it takes us to get there. And then we're doing the single arm barbell overhead press. So 8x5 on that. I don't know, probably didn't even film that. Oh, I should get to turn the camera off. Alright, we're gonna finish up here. ISO holds 2 minutes. External rotation, internal rotation, prone band overhead, pull aparts, 2 minutes each. Each arm for the single arm ones, and 2 minutes total for the overhead. Then we're gonna go in. It's raining out, so I was gonna do some light like sleds, carries for like conditioning. We'll go inside, go in the basement, and hit that up. We'll do sandbag carries with sled pushes and pulls. And that'll probably be it today. I was gonna do farmers, but I don't want to bring all the dumbbells and stuff in there, so we'll just do different carry variations, different sled pushing and pulling down there. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Probably go for only like 10 or so minutes just to get a little heart rate up, a little conditioning to end the session here. So we'll go external, internal with the rings. External, we're going to do the band with the weight on it, and then on the bench, pull aparts.